Dharma Bites is brought to you by Free Buddhist Audio, the Dharma for your life. Our work is funded entirely by donations from our generous listeners. If you would like to help us keep this free, make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. Thank you, and happy listening.
So we develop new habits. Our mind develops habits of openness, of kindness, in a very simple kind of way. And it's very easy to say all this, but actually meditation has effects which are difficult to anticipate. It's somehow incommensurate with the very simplicity of the practice. I remember very soon after I started doing this development of loving-kindness meditation, just bringing to mind people and animals, wishing them well, I just immediately realized I had to become vegetarian. It was very simple. How could I wish animals well if I was eating them? It just did not stack up. So we just simply give space to our inner world. And what happens is depth and colour comes to our experience. And that has consequences that are difficult to anticipate. It may not even be pleasant, but it's meaningful. So we're developing a mind fit for purpose just at an everyday level. But actually, much more deeply than this, we're developing a mind that's fit for purpose in discovering what the nature of reality is all about. This is what meaningful absorption, meaningful meditation is ultimately for. There's a set of practices called Vipassana practices, which are designed to use the concentrated, still, clear power of this refined mind to really work out what's going on. And this is what yields the true fruit of practice, insight into reality. So at this point we see reality directly, we see the truth directly. It's no longer some vague intuition. And what's the nature? What is the nature of this reality? Well, we heard a bit about it last week, so I'm not going to re-give that talk. But we've had a few clues along the way. So, question, why should socially connecting emotions like love, like generosity, compassion, why should they feel meaningful? Question, why do actions based on these emotions not only feel meaningful, but have this curious win-win property about them? And I would say it's because we are acting in line with the reality. We are going with the grain, not against the grain of reality. Because we're not as separate, we're not as isolated and as self-powered as we think we are. I might be the centre of my universe, but I know I'm not the centre of yours, and vice versa. So the boundaries between us are very much more porous than we usually give credit for. Here we are, breathing each other's air. We're constantly diffusing ideas around, diffusing attitudes around between us. I'm diffusing some attitudes out at the moment. Even the very words I'm using at the moment aren't mine. I didn't make up the English language. So none of us exist in isolation. We're all wholly connected. We're all wholly dependent on each other.
We hope you enjoyed today's Dharma Bite. Please help us keep this free. Make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. And thank you.